Hi, I'm Abby and I'm back to share some more of my great finds from this week. Last week was a lot of boho, warm brown tones and wicker and brass and pottery. And this week it's going to be a little bit more on the traditional side, like true antiques, true stuff from the 20s, the 30s, even like the early 1900s. So let's just get right into it. So first up, I want to share with you this little sugar bowl. It's actually a pretty big sugar bowl. So this is majolica. So majolica could be described as an Italian glazed pottery, and you usually know that it's true majolica. You can tell by the age of it. It's hard to see in the video, but typically it'll also be glazed on the inside, and a lot of times they use pink and purples, and it'll be glazed on the bottom. So that's how you can often tell if it's true majolica and not a reproduction. So the Italians were the ones that made majolica famous, and then later on you could find a similar style in France called faience. And then also the English started making a pottery that was very similar to majolica. It's made the same way, but it was called Delftware. Next up, I have this very unusual tin. So this is tin, but look at, it's just tall and skinny, but it's got the most amazing graphics on it. I can tell just from the graphics that this is made in the probably late 1800s, early 1900s. And let me show you what's inside. So it has knitting needles inside this. There are people that actually collect tins, like old tins, and people that collect advertising. So I'm going to put this on Etsy, and it could go anywhere. It could go to a collector that collects tins. It could go to a collector that actually collects advertising. So that was just a fun piece, and very old. This one I love because it reminds me of my childhood. So I don't know the name of this cartoonist, but this little couple is so cute. They were in all his cartoons. They always had a cute love saying, and they were always like these little naked chubby people. And it says, helping him weed the garden. So when I saw this, I had to grab it. It's straight up 70s, and I hope somebody else will get that same nostalgic vibe I did when I found it. Okay, so another amazing find I want to share with you is these, if I could get it open, is these sporting glasses. So these sporting glasses are probably from the 60s, and you can see, that's where you look in the eye holes. And they were made to take to a sporting event like dog races and horse races. And then you just fold them up and you can stick them in. At that time, you know, everybody wore blazers, men wore blazers, and they would just tuck them in their blazer. I always love to pick up things like this for the store, although these will also go on Etsy because they're that cool. I think that somebody would fall in love with them, but I like to pick stuff up like that because a lot of women drag their men into the store, and then their men have nothing to look at. So whenever I could find things that are appealing to men, I will bring them in because men love to shop too. I'm sorry, they do. They like to spend their money. So next item is that beautiful. Oh my God. Have you ever seen a glass like that with that kind of thick stem? These are so modern. You could say they're mid-century modern. I'm going to say they're probably modern from the 70s. So I picked up a set of 6 of these. And let me tell you, we saw barware all day long, mainly because bars and bar carts are really in style now. And so whenever I can find a really good set of barware, I pick it up, but I've never seen anything like those. This little basket I had to grab because you hardly see these anymore. But although it looks really boho, it was probably made, I don't know, I'm going to say in the 40s. And these were used as little sewing baskets. So you put your needles and your thread in there. Except this one is very petite. Usually they were a lot bigger than this, but I thought that was super adorable and I had to grab it. Next up is, again, this is like a pottery day. So this is like pottery 101 because we have another piece of pottery that's super famous. So you see how that is like kind of a raised, looks like raised ivory, but this is called Wedgewood and this was made in England. What's interesting about Wedgewood is you could have a Wedgewood piece that's 200 years old, or you could have a Wedgewood piece that's like 30 years old. So it does have a mark underneath, but I'm going to say this is probably on the newer scale, although it's still really beautiful. It still comes from England, from the Wedgewood company, and it's just really pretty. It makes a great vanity piece. Wedgewood is something that all women, like in the 60s, 50s and 60s, wanted to own. It was considered something as, you know, high-end, like Tiffany. So I am not an expert in glass, but candlesticks are super popular. And I love these because they have all this like fancy etching to them. And so I thought they were really pretty. They would be great on a dining room table, on a console table, on a vanity. So I grabbed these and I will put them on Etsy for probably like $25. But I just thought they were super pretty. Have you ever seen one of these? Have you? It looks like a cookie from far away, but it's actually, this one's ceramic and you see the holes. So a couple years ago, I picked one up that was green glass. So it was green depression glass. A lot of times you'll find them in clear glass. This one's unusual because it's a ceramic one. And this one was probably made like in the 1940s. But this was made to go in the bottom of a vase. And you would basically, you used it to create flower arrangement. So you put the flowers into the holes and this would hold your flowers. So this was called a flower frog. So this will go on Etsy and I'll probably mark it at like 20 bucks. Okay, so these are kind of a gamble. I found these in a store and they were in a bag, so I couldn't tell what they were, if they had any rips or anything, but they're basically boxes of spools of sewing thread, right? This one is complete. The other one's missing a couple. Ooh, I have it upside down. But look at the graphics on those. This one even has graphics in the back. And I just love them. And I think like somebody that loves ephemera. So if you don't know what ephemera is actually paper items that were novelties that were not made to last. Like people weren't meant to keep ephemera for very long. And so there's people that actually collect that genre. And I think that's who somebody that collects ephemera would buy this, or somebody that collects sewing notions. So I personally love sewing notions. I don't collect them, but whenever I see them, I think it's so sweet that they lasted so many years, like somebody had an appreciation for them. So here's your next pottery tutorial 101. So this particular style of pottery is called flow blue. And sometimes you'll also hear it called transferware because they would literally transfer a design onto the pottery before they fired it. And transferware has been around for hundreds of years. It originally originated in China, but the Europeans, especially the English, loved the look so much that they actually created manufacturing plants where they made transferware, flow blue. And so you can find this type of pottery that is up to, 300 years old, up until maybe, even last week. So you can still find transferware that's new. Maybe it's not made the same way, but it has the same look. So here's the maker or the mark on the bottom. So I don't know, there's hundreds and hundreds of manufacturers that make flow blue transferware. This particular piece, it's really pretty. It's like an octagon shape. So it could be a serving piece, or you could actually use it to put like flowers in. But I think that one's actually going to go to my mom's new condo that I'm decorating for her. I used to decorate houses when I managed vacation rentals, and I loved doing it. It was a lot of work because I shopped nonstop and I'd have to haul furniture, but I love the finished products. So the last piece I want to share with you is this globe. And the reason I want to share it is because this is another one, and I love this one because it spins multiple ways, and you don't see that very often with a globe. But this is an older globe. You could tell from the base. And if you start looking at the countries, especially like Russia, you'll notice that so there's certain countries that are no longer on the globe, or there's countries that are on the globe that shouldn't be on the globe. That's how you can tell it's an old one. But I think globes add an amazing decor item to a desk, to a console table in the living room. I just think, and I love globes. When I was little, I would just spin it around and I would learn about the world by looking at a globe, which probably really fed into my desire to travel the country and travel the world. That's really my why, besides thrifting. So anyways, I hope you like this video. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun making these, and my commitment is to get one out once a week. So let me know if you like it, and like everybody else, I'm going to tell you the same thing. If you like it, please click like, please subscribe, please hit the bell icon so that the next time I put out a video, you'll be notified. And I'll see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.